Good morning, YouTube. So some of my machinist friends out here in YouTube land, I wanted to clear up the Werko Machine Company in Pennsuaken. So how I feel and justified, I don't feel that they're justified charging $525 for the services that I asked to perform. When I left the establishment, Bob, the owner, said he doesn't know what it's going to take to machine these. I'm going to show you, and he knows. He said we're $150 an hour. We're a little expensive. I'm like, well, I'm okay with $150 an hour. And in my mind, I'm like, all right, I do this every day. I do cut rotors and drums. I'm kind of very familiar with what it takes, especially for a machine shop. So if I asked some clown off the street to do this, I would expect him to say it took less than 4 hours at $150 an hour, to the tune of $525. So ready, let's go through. So here's the place. All right, so I just Googled machine shops near me, right? And I said, all right, let me call these guys. They're right around the corner from my house. And then here is the rotor I supplied and said I need this hole to match this hole on this brand new rotor. So that they're not taking this from cast and recreating the wheel, right? So this is pretty simple. So let's get some camera view on here. Ready? So we're going to measure this hole. 2 3/4 is the hole that's on this rotor. Sorry. The rotor I supplied, right? Oh, sorry. So they machined that one to 2 3/4. So this one was 2 3/4. 2 3/4. So this is the rotor I supplied, and I said, hey, I need this hole to match this hole. So this rotor wasn't a blank, it already had a hole in here. And this was 2.5. So they basically removed 3/8 of an inch of material from a brand new rotor. I'm sorry I dropped you guys. So 3/8 of an inch, all right, this hole was smaller than this hole. They had to machine 3/8 of an inch out of this rotor to match this rotor so I can make the disc brake conversion. It took me less time to custom fit that, right? They billed me for under 4 hours, $525. I want to show you the receipt for 2 rotors. Here's the bill. And then here's the receipt. Modification to rotor, quantity 2, $262.50 per rotor. So less than 2 hours per rotor to just machine this. Now I'm going to give you, for instance, I ordered custom axles for my Monte Carlo from Moser Inc. 8/8 Ford rear end, 28 spline axles, drilled to 5x475 so I could put my GM wheels back on here. With axle seals and bearings and shipping, $400. Does any of that make sense? They probably have the axles in 28 spline, but then they just drill the 5x475 conversion, pressed in the studs, and shipped them to me. So if you comparison the Moser Inc. machine and fabrication to Werko Machine Company, these guys straight gutted me. So I didn't send them anything. They didn't do anything else. They didn't machine it. They didn't balance it. They chucked this up, all right? And I'm going to bet, I'm not sure how they chucked this up. They probably chucked it up from the outside. I don't know how they did it. I don't see any tooling marks, but that's all they had to machine, $525. So I figured I would make them famous. You know, somebody out here said he doesn't know the whole story in YouTube land. Well, here's the whole story. I Googled closest place to me, Werko Machine Inc. Went inside, showed him what I had, talked to the owner, Bob. He said we're a little expensive, $150 an hour. He didn't know how long it was going to take. I'm sure he didn't know how long it was going to take. He knew. He said he would have them done Monday. They weren't done Monday. Wednesday afternoon, they called me. They never even called me and said, hey, you know what? This is going to be $500 to do this job. Because I would have said, hey, you're out of your fucking mind. Are you serious? So they just called me and said they were done. It was $525. I said, what? $525? So yeah, I would never recommend this place. Straight overcharging by loads of time. And if the owner went to the technician who was machining this and said, well, how long did it take you to do this work? And he's like, well, less than 2 hours per job. I would have said, are you kidding me? It took you that long to open these up 3/8 of an inch? They didn't have to custom machine from a blank. They didn't have to do anything super special here. If I had a quick chuck for my Amco brake lathe, which I should have did myself, I would have did it. It probably would have cost me $500 just in the tooling to get my old Amco brake lathe up to par. But I just want to show you what happened and what they build me. Yeah. Yeah. Pay $525. Straight gagging people. So now I leave them a bad review. I have a sour taste in my mouth for shit like that. You know, when Rachel asked me when people come in here, what does custom work cost? Like, I'm straight taking stuff from raw materials and creating that, or welding it and fabricating it. And I would never come up, if someone said, hey, can you machine these rotors out? I would say, one, I can't do it. My machine won't do it, but I could cut this surface and I could cut this surface down. But I would never charge them under 4 hours labor to do this job. And I'm going to tell you, if the guy spent an hour on this, I'd be shocked. Thanks for watching.